Enable notifications by ringing the bell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a requested video recommended to us by...
Sorry, I just like it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, you like what you like. So, Hannah, for those of you out there, who are not aware, what is your relationship to this channel?
I'm a mod from the streams and on Discord.
Very nice.
And she got dropped off on our doorstep last week.
Yeah.
Did you just see Arya just chomp on my finger?
She's in a playful mood. Look at her. Look at her there. She's nomming down on Hannah's finger. She's playing. Look at her. She's so cute.
Oh, Arya.
All right,
in the middle of my sentence, I just feel like her chewing on my finger.
She's like,
I'm sorry.
We're
It's
taking
okay.
her to Asheville tomorrow to drop her off for her plane.
Yeah.
And we decided to record with her as she picked a video.
Yeah, and this is actually something that I've heard a little bit about, and I'm aware of the creator of the video, Swoozy.
It's from like 2011. It's
Yeah, this was, I think, the first video that on his channel that broke, that like got big.
Yeah, I think it made him big.
So I'm interested to see how this goes. This is as she puts it, the Confessions of a Disney Employee.
There's like more. There's like a part 2 and 3, which I don't think are going to react to them, but I think you totally should watch them like on your own time.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. If this goes successfully and people want us to react to it, then we'll react to it. If it doesn't, then I'll watch them on my own.
Yeah, I won't be here for that, but whatever.
All right.
She has to go home.
Yeah, I have cats. They need me.
Yeah, my cats, they require my attention. I must be off.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's get the video on screen. Oh, come on. This mouse has been acting wonky. I'm not sure if the batteries are going out or what.
Could be that.
It's been a while since I've changed them out. But let's see. Come on. Where you at? Where you at?
Oh.
Where's the mouse? There it is.
Oh.
Come on.
I saw that.
There it is. Okay. And on screen. And let's give it a watch.
So my first part-time job was at MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida. They call it Hollywood Studios now, but to me, it's always going to be MGM. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been to Disney, and no matter what park you go to, there's always going to be certain types of things going on behind the scenes that none of you guys are aware of. But there's layers and categories that divide all the Disney employees. You have the people that have worked there for 15 years, and they have their little pen, and they've met their boyfriend or girlfriend there, and they're getting married on property, and it's a whole Disney-themed wedding. Yeah, you got those people there. You have the people that take their job too seriously. You have the costume and the non-costume. You have the non-costume people, they're smiling all the time. They're just a little bit awkward to be around. And then you have the costume people who believe they are those Disney characters. Kids are sitting on a bench somewhere, drinking a soda, and they'll run up and slap the drink out of the kids' hands. Like, kids, quick, come on! I just stole this loaf of bread from the marketplace because I'm poor. And guess what? You're poor too. Sultan's guards are coming. Let's run. Let's just sing. Let's sing a song while we run. Gotta keep one jump ahead of the lawmen. I never had a problem working with those people. Okay? Then you got the people like me who would show up to work on time, clock in, do their job, clock out, not cause any problems. And I love working with people like me because I'm awesome. And the people I didn't like working with, the snitches. And Disney
Snitches get stitches,
are
bitches.
The worst. Their sole objective when they come to work is to pretty much just rat and snitch on everybody else. They think they're like spies. In reality, they're coming to work and they're jumping into their 1984 Honda Civic, but in their mind, they're in an Aston Martin cruising in an MI6, like they're a 00 agent and they work for British Secret Intelligence. There was one day I went into work and they put me outside of my ride and I was not in the best of moods to be all smiley. And in the corner of my eye, I see the other greeter standing there, and he's just there tapping his foot. He's staring at me with his hands on his hips, like, oh. He thinks he's all slick. I see him go over to the phone. 2 minutes later, a manager shows up. Anyways, I got reprimanded that day, and I'm like, dude, you're 38. Why are you ratting on some 16-year-old? Like, really, man, come on. But don't get me started on the managers over there, okay? I can't talk for other Disney parks, but the managers at MGM in my section, oh, wow. Okay, so we had 5 managers, and they would rotate every week, and 4 out of those 5 managers hated my guts. One of them was black, and you figured the one black guy would be the one that liked me. No. The black guy hated me the most. See, you can't give some black people power. Well, your best friend until you hand us that clipboard. And then as soon as we get that clipboard, all of a sudden we think in our own minds we're Lion-O, Lord of the Thundercats, and we rule over all of Third Earth and Thundera. Like, you can't give some black people that clipboard. Now, the managers didn't start off harassing me. Like, this happened about 6 months.
I was trying not to
Everything
laugh
was
at it.
magical at first. Like, at orientation, that was probably the best orientation I've ever had for any of my jobs ever. Like, they group all the new people up, they let you skip the lines, and we all go on rides together. You play team building games for your whole group, and it's like they seal the deal with free food. One thing I will say, Disney has the best employee food anywhere. It's pretty much the same thing they feed the guests, but it's like 70% off. And I can't speak for anybody else, but if you ever want me to do something, doesn't matter how crazy it is, take me out and give me free food. If that orientation lady would have sat down next, I probably shouldn't even say this on this video, but anyways, if that orientation lady would have sat down next to me and leaned over and whispered like all quiet, like, Dante, we're glad you're having a good time. Welcome to the team, but we need you to kidnap the Prime Minister of Australia's daughter tonight. I would have looked up at her like, yo, get me on a plane now. Forget Inception, and we have to go 4 layers deep and plant a little idea of seed like a parasite. No. If you want me to do anything, bump all that. Just like take me to P.F. Chang's and buy me like $200 worth of food. Disney knows what they're doing, but they kind of brainwash their employees, and it's not a natural thing. I mean, to smile for 8 hours a day, every day, and listen to that same...
It's like Chick-fil-A.
Every single
It's
day.
a small world after all.
And you start to like tick, like you get these weird little ticks. There's gonna be some side effects. Same way there's side effects with Viagra. You know, like if your excitement lasts for more than 14 days, please consult a physician. See, those kind of side effects, like they warn you about. But at Disney, they never warn you about the side effects. Disney employees, they snap. And you never see the ones that snap because it's always when you go to lunch break, you raise your hand to clock out, and then something psychologically fires in your mind. And you just turn into a zombie and you just keep walking to the parking lot and just jump in their car and just go. You should never come back. I snapped. And you just become self-aware, you know, you want to stop working, but you just figure, So what do? I start showing up late on purpose. First it was 5 minutes, then it was 10 minutes, then I bumped it up to 30 minutes, and nobody would notice. I had to step it up a little bit. So what do I do next? I start stealing. And I didn't want to steal anything too crazy. Like, I didn't want to get in any serious trouble. So what do I steal? Okay.
Food.
First, I started stealing pencils. I'm Disney brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? So, like, stealing pencils is a big deal. And obviously, nobody noticed. So, what do I start stealing? In front of the Indiana Jones show, we have a magnetic clipboard that we post at times. Yeah. No more 8:30 shows. I stole all the 8:30 show magnets.
At the end of the video, it shows him sitting in front of his fridge, and the magnet is on the fridge.
And then one night, you know, my shift is over, I'm about to go home, and then some random manager from a completely other section of the park comes up to me, he's like, hey, you, hey, kid, what's your name tag say? Adamantium, come with me. I'm walking with this guy, I'm like, what's up, man, I'm about to go home. He's like, no, you're not going home. We need you. All right, our company just rented out the parks, and they only rented out half the park. So you see over there by Star Wars, where there's no light and it's pitch black and there's a bunch of roaches scattering around and Lord knows what over there? We need you to stand there for about 3 hours. And I'm looking at this guy like, you're kidding, right? I gotta go home, man. I got school tomorrow. He's like, well, look, buddy, I'm sorry. Okay, we all got things to do tomorrow, but you gotta stand over there. In case any guests get lost, we need you to stand over there in the darkness, and if they walk over to you, redirect them back over to civilization where all the partying is, okay? We're gonna all be over here. You stand right over there. I'm like, okay, well, how long do I have to stand over there? Maybe a few hours. I'll come and let you know. I'm over there standing, and the longer I stand there, the more heated I get. This guy's talking to me like I'm a mutt. He's talking to me like I'm an animal? What do you think I am? Why am I the only person standing over here? I don't see anybody else. I quit. I'm done. I'm out of here. Peace. I'm walking. I'm done. That's it. I don't care what happens. I am done. I hope that guy sees me walking out. And as I'm about to get to wardrobe to clock out, I look down the street, and all I see are Disney chefs, and the entire road is full of just free Disney food. Chefs are tossing pancakes in the air in slow motion. You got chefs on the grill. Free food galore, and that comes as one of the packages. Like, you can rent out the park, and the entire park is catered.
Yeah, let's throw it in the trash.
I gotta get some of this food. But it's like all rich old people around. Like, I can't blend in right now. You know, I assess the situation and I realize Okay, one, I'm rehiring myself. Two,
Rehiring myself.
I gotta find out what the deal is with all this. So next day I come into work and I pull aside one of the employees that have been there for like 3 years, and I'm like, yeah, people can rent out the parks? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, crazy question, I know. So they always have free food like that, or how does that work? Like, yeah, they always get free food. Okay. Crazy question. I mean, what if an employee like got caught sneaking in and trying to eat some of the free food? I know that's crazy, right? And she looked at me and she was like, termination on the spot. Okay, that's how I'm going out.
Yeah.
I'm going out in an orchestra of bacon, sausage, and eggs. So about a month later, another group rents out the park. So now I'm just sizing everybody up. I'm like, no, still, I can't blend in with you guys. But 2 months after that, a high school rents out the
The one kid going through the window.
It's
And we
time.
only have 2 shows at Indiana Jones that night.
8:29 p.m.
This is it. We do our 2 shows, and the instant that second show ends, I'm like, phew, like I ninja, like I'm hopping from rooftops on the Disney rides to get to wardrobe. I change, and now my new mission is how do I get back wearing civilian clothing without any security seeing me? I spent too many hours playing Metal Gear Solid. Hideo Kojima, do not fail me now. I'm in bushes. I had the little cardboard box I'm creeping around in, in the security wall. You ain't gonna hear that. I make it back out there. I grab a plate and it's like hamburgers, chicken, pasta. I'm eating French toast for no reason. They have seafood, steak, ribs, Pillsbury Doughboy.
You're making me
It's
hungry,
little
man.
cartwheels in
Stop
the
it.
back, like, hee. They have fish. They have everything. They have gummy berry juice. You know from the cartoon?
Yeah.
The bullshit that they drink it. They have the real gummy berry juice.
Does it
there.
make you super strong
I
and
ate
bounce like a
so
friggin'
much food.
infinity ball?
Oh my gosh. I showed them. My kids might be obese because of some of the stuff that I did that night. And then I realized, like, crap, I don't want to be the one kid that's running around by himself eating all this food, so I gotta blend in. So I look around and I find these group of kids, and I just kind of chameleon my way into their little clique. Next thing you know, me and my new BFFs, we're going on all the rides together. It was one of the best nights of my life. They never caught me. They never found out about it. Yeah, Disney, I got a confession. I quit about a few months later, so I don't work for Disney anymore. But I will say, I know it sounds bad, but working for Disney was amazing, awesome experience. And I tell you guys all that to get to this. If you guys know anybody that looks even remotely like me, this is what I look like. If you know anybody that looks even remotely like me, that lives maybe in the LA or Orlando area and works at Disney and has an ID that's valid, that looks like me, that I can use to get back onto Disney property, yeah, please send this video to them. As a matter of fact, if you know anybody that works at Disney, because they might know some. Actually, you know what?
I know someone who
Put
used to work at
Facebook wall,
Disney.
Send it out to everybody. Tweet it,
He
because
said he
somebody
worked
that
at
you
Disney.
knows somebody that knows somebody that works at Disney that knows somebody that looks like me.
Do not
And they need to
send
see
this
this
video.
So help your boy Swoozy out, okay? Because with a valid ID, I can get back on the property next time a high school or college rents out the park. Here's my Facebook.
See,
my Twitter.
8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Here's my MySpace. I even got a Tumblr. Here's all this stuff, okay, guys? If you know somebody that
Wow,
looks
he
like
was
me,
on Tumblr in
contact me
2011.
immediately.
That's
It's about them
oof.
chicken quesadillas
Big
right now,
oof.
and you have not lived until you've tried Disney's seasoned French fries. True story. Okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay, I'm done. So, okay, Micah, we know somebody who used to work at Disney.
Did he though?
He said he did. I don't want to take his word
You
for it.
know.
What?
I don't want to take his word for
That
it.
was really, like, concerning.
Mario was chewing on my shirt.
Aw. Hey, girl.
Now she's
You all right?
resting.
You alright, baby? You okay, girl? Oh, look at her.
She's happy.
You got a nom on my finger, too? She's like, that's a bit meatier. That might actually be something I can chew on.
Oh, she opened her mouth.
Is working a summer for Halloween Horror Nights, does that count as working for Disney?
Maybe.
Actually, I think he said that he actually worked there a bit longer than that. He
There
said
she goes.
he said actually he got let go because he did not have a college degree, I believe. I'm not sure. I don't know that 100%. I have to talk to him, in which that's don't think
She's
that's
just
happening
holding-
anytime soon. I don't know.
She was just holding my finger between her teeth for a minute.
Oh, look at her.
So
Your
cute.
breath stinks, little kitty.
Oh,
Stinks bad.
oh, there it is. She's got me. Ow, ow, ow. Just joking. It don't hurt.
I actually have a mark on my thumb for one of the other kittens, like, actually broke the skin when she was chewing on
Oh,
my
are you?
finger.
Was that from when you went to visit my mom?
It
Yeah.
was Hope.
The woman
Oh, it was
who-
Hope?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
She really wanted to chew on everything. Like, she wanted to chew on the tie to my, like, pants
Aww.
and my shirt and my fingers.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then she broke the skin. Just once, but yeah, left a big scab.
But all right,
Oh my.
the best job I've had outside of this, of course, I will say it was probably when I worked at a movie gallery. It's because I was there for so long and I knew everybody so well.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I also love to recommend like great movies to people. Like there was this one lady. She's like, I'm looking for a really good movie. I don't care if it's new or old. What movie would you recommend? And I was just like, ma'am, have you ever seen The Shawshank Redemption? And she's like, no, I don't believe I've ever seen that. And I'm just like, I've got a movie for you. And then all of a sudden I went over and picked it up and she's like, oh, that's Morgan Freeman. I know him. And I'm like, yeah, he's one of the main characters in it. And she's like, I'm going to have to get this. And then I see her come back. She brings the movie back, turns it in, and she comes up to the counter and she's like, she's actually talking to one of the people who's working there. She's like, can I speak to that young man over there? And all of a sudden she goes, Nate. I'm like, yeah. She's like, come over here real quick. I'm like, all right, Clarissa, be right there. I walk over. And she's like, this one wanted to talk to you real quick. And the old woman was just like, you know, I just wanted to say, I really appreciate you going out of your way and recommending that movie. That movie was so good. I watched it twice. And I'm like, hey, it's a good movie. I liked it a lot too.
That's nice.
And then there was also another time this married couple walks in, and all of a sudden, here's the thing: they were fans of Tyler Perry movies.
Oh.
And there was like 3 or 4 of them they hadn't seen. And all of a sudden, they were just like, what do you think about Diary of a Mad Black Woman? And I'm just like, how long have you two been married? just to be sure. And they were just like, oh, about 5 years. We got a kid. And I'm like, okay, just know this. That film is very, 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 very rough on marriages and all that. And they're like, oh, we can take it. And all of a sudden, I see them. This is like a span of like 2 years. I see them come in more and more, but I started to notice something. Every now and again, like later on as time went on, like only one of them would come in.
Oof.
And then another time, the other one would come in. Another time, the other one would come in. And I'm just like, so how is everything going? It's like, well, things aren't working out too good for us right now. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's just you know, marriage isn't what we thought it would be, and it's just like, well, you got to make love work. At least that's how I've heard people say. And when it comes to marriages, I mean, there's some that are just, impossible. Which, I've seen that with my parents, but honestly, it was I got a lot of rich life experiences working there. I even had the weirdest night was when we were about to close. We were about 10 minutes away from closing, and this guy calls me from Richlands, and he's like,
You got excited when you made that noise with the Velcro.
that's about 30 minutes away, and all of a sudden he's just like, yeah, I was wondering, y'all got the 3rd season of Entourage in? And I'm like, yes sir, we actually have all 4 discs in it. He's like, all right, I need you to pull off 4 of those off the shelf. I'll be there as soon as possible to get them. I'm like, sir, how far are you away? He's like, well, I live in Richlands, so I'm actually I actually need y'all to stay open a little bit longer than what you normally do. And I'm like, well, sir, with all due respect, we actually don't have control over that. Whenever it says 11 o'clock, we actually are required by the system to shut down at 11 because it's on a timer. And he's like, no, you need to stay open for me, man. You need to stay open for me. And I'm like, well, with all due respect, sir, we can't. He's like, all right, I'm going to come up there and I'm going to burn that motherfucker down. And I'm like,
Cool.
And I'm like,
I would love to see that.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. And he's like, no, I'll do one better. I'm going to blow that motherfucker up. I hope you're inside when it goes off too. And I'm like,
Jesus.
and I'm like, sir, are you drunk? And he's like, don't you talk about my fucking business, motherfucker. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry, sir, but we won't be open. And I hope I'm not here when you get here. And he's just like, I tell you what, I'll come in the next day and I'll give you a big talking to. It's like, well, I don't work tomorrow, sir. And he's like, fuck you ain't. You better come in or else I'm going to tell your manager and all this.
I was hoping he was going to say, when do you work?
No. Well, I was just like, well, sir, if you want to talk to me, I do come in on Saturday.
Really?
Although I will leave the time for me to come in. I'll let you figure that out. You can sit out in the parking lot until I get there. But yeah.
Did he actually show up?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
I guarantee you, he was probably drunk off his ass and was just wanting to like cause a stir because you get that sometimes. Actually, I dealt with this man who he was bipolar. He admitted that he was bipolar, and I rang up his movie, and he actually had one in his pocket that he forgot to pull out. And I was just, oh, look at her, she's nomming down on your fingers. Look at her. But anyway, I had but he pulls the movie out, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I'll have to ring that up. He's like, well, actually, I've just got this coupon here. You get 2 movies, you get 1 for free. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we can ring that up. Just take me a minute to go through it. And I had to recheck the movie back out, and I had to refund his purchase and everything. And I gave him back his change and everything. And he does the thing, and the thing about it is, it's a rent 2 get 1 free, or it's rent one get 1 free, and it was the highest priced one you got charged for.
Yeah.
The one he got was a new movie. New movies costed, I think it was like $1 or $1.50 more than the old movie, but he got that, and he was just like,
He
no.
thought the new movie was going to be free.
Yeah, he wanted to get the new, and I was just like, well, sir, it doesn't work like that. It says here on the coupon. He's like, I don't care what it says on the coupon. You need to get this. I'm sorry. Can I speak to your manager real quick? And I'm like, okay. Clarissa, she comes back from the office. She's like, how can I help you, sir? And he goes, yeah, I was just trying to tell him that I wanted to get the movie for this movie's price. It's like, well, sir, the coupon on here states that it can't be done. He's like, I've been coming here for 10 years, and you can't do me a solid like this one? And she's like, well, sir, you know what? Just to make things okay, I'll do it this one time for you. And he's just like, all right. Like he's agitated that he had to do all that just to get this to happen. And then she turns around to go back and actually get a slip to write out, because whenever you had to do something like that, you had to write out a slip. Mm-hmm. And when she turns around, he goes, don't you turn your back on me. She turns around and says, you need to leave right now. And he's like, I'm taking my movies. She's like, no, you're not, Nate. No, don't let him leave with those movies. And I had to literally like hold him back from the door.
Jeez.
And this was an old man too. He was in like his 60s. And I'm like, sir, why are you doing this? And he's just like, I just want to get my freaking movies and get out of here. And I'm just like, we're like, sir, you haven't paid. He's like, I paid you. And I'm like, no, I refunded that to you because you wanted to get the second movie. And he's like, you sons of bitches, I hate all of y'all. Get out of my way. Oh. And it's like, then drop the movies and I'll let you go. He throws the movies at me. They hit me in the chest. They fall to the ground. And then he walks through and deliberately stomps on the case to like break it and everything.
Did it break?
No, the movies were fine. But I opened up the case and everything, and I was just like, well, there's 2 new cases, I guess. I go under, I get 2 new cases, I wrap them up, and then I see him outside. He stands outside for like a good 5 minutes. Like, I think he was deliberating with himself coming back inside. All of a sudden, he sees me, and I'm just like, he goes, and I'm just like, like, what do you want me to do, man? You're the one being the dingus. But people who have a condition like that, like I'm easy to deal with when it comes to a lot of things. I know you and Ben both have your issues, and I don't demand things of you. I don't demand things of you and Ben. I don't expect anything from you all except for, the basic stuff. And
I'm bipolar, but I don't.
She's sniffing the mic.
Oh, look at it.
At a certain. How do I word this right? I'm bipolar, but I don't. Make sure I don't let it make me be a bad person. Like, I'm not gonna walk into a movie rental store and freak out over $1.50 because I'm bipolar.
Well,
I mean, I'm gonna go, okay, that coupon makes sense. Like, that's not... I don't know that that's necessarily his bipolar disorder.
maybe.
And I mean, unless he just has it a lot more extreme than I do.
Part disorder and part just your personality.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
I'm pretty chill, and I try not to let it be a issue with people.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of people who don't have
which
bipolar,
takes a lot of work. It does.
Plenty of people who don't have bipolar will just flip out at stuff like that. So he could have just been one of those people
that would have done that anyway.
Yeah, it could have been a combining factor of a few things.
I mean,
which I don't hold it against the guy. I mean, honestly, I've gotten in fist fights with family members that I went to the 4th of July celebration, and we hugged and everything.
Oh, sweet baby.
But anyway,
I mean, I guess like, for example, I have insomnia real bad, so I haven't been to sleep, and it's like what, 8 p.m.
Almost 9.
I was
It's
actually
9.
gonna say
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock on the dot.
It's 9 o'clock.
I was gonna say, if you guys are planning on recording anything else, I think I'm probably gonna tap out.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do an avatar, and then we're gonna call it after that.
I
we're
mean,
gonna call it for Heather after that.
Down here for the avatar?
I mean, I have to. It's a Heather hasn't seen.
Oh right.
I don't have
But
I don't have a
the
choice.
episode's only like 20 minutes.
I mean, I've already seen Avatar, and I'm real tired. So
Okay.
mind if I went up on the side here?
Take her with you.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Just give me a sec.
Well, all right.
But what I was going to say is that, like, I haven't been to sleep and I feel really crappy, but I'm not going to sit here and be a dick to Nate because I feel crappy.
That's
It's not
fair.
his fault I didn't sleep last night.
Sleep with me.
I also
was
had-
actually asleep when you guys walked down your
Yeah.
board.
I also had my first bout of sleep paralysis in my whole life last night, so that was fun.
Cuddle sack with me.
Oh, look at her.
Oh, no.
Oh, hold on. Let me pet her real quick.
You want to show her to the camera?
Yeah, here.
Oh,
here.
gosh.
Come here, Aria.
There she goes.
Oh, come here, baby.
I want to see
And
my
she gone.
little girl.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Aria. Hey, say hello. Say
So
hi.
cute.
She's in
Hi,
the
world.
She's in the behind the scenes
Hi, Aria.
video on Heather's channel.
Yeah, she's been on a
that went
few.
up this morning.
So, yeah.
But
This
she-
is
There's more
sweet
footage
little
of
Aria.
her.
She has
is a
been so
sweetheart.
good for me already.
She's a sweetheart.
She's a sweet baby.
And she is
And she
one
lives in
of my-
Heathertown.
And here's her cuddle sack.
yeah, little cuddle sack.
Because she
Let's,
has no fur and gets cold.
Oh, no.
Come on, it's okay. It's okay. We got you.
It's okay.
There she goes.
There she goes.
Alright.
All right, girl. Well,
Cat in the bag, cat in the bag. Bag of cat.
yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this video. So Hannah is taking off for now. And so, yeah. So if you want to see more of Swoozy, there's a link to the original video down below. He has more of the Confessions of a Former Disney Employee on his channel. And, yeah, if you want to see more of that, feel
That's
free.
me if I was ever a Disney employee. I'm just
And
saying.
and until then, we'll see you later, everyone. Peace out.